Hong Kong is known as being one of the toughest and most competitive jurisdictions in the racing world for a jockey. Our special guest on today's show is in his first season as a senior rider and has a big chance in a Group 3 this weekend. Jack Wong is our special guest. He'll talk to us about his life in the saddle and about his ride on Jumbo Luck in the Group 3 Bohemia Sprint Trophy, who takes on last season's champion sprinter, Victory. Jack, thank you for joining us on the show. Let's go back to the beginning. How did you decide that you wanted to become a jockey?
It wasn't in the plan. I was just look up in the newspaper and saw the recruitment of racing training, and then my mom saw it and read it and saw it, and so he asked me if I was interested to join, and I said just give it a try. That's all, just start. Yeah. Had
you been watching or been a fan of horse racing at that time, or been involved in horses at all?
No, zero. I'm the kid that when I saw the racing on the TV, I'm trying to change the channel as soon as possible.
Okay, so you signed up to become an apprentice jockey with the program here. The next step, I guess, after being selected for the program, training here and then training in New Zealand. Just tell us about the early days of your apprenticeship.
In the first year joining the club, I'm little, I'm weak and skinny, and so I'm trying my best to keep up the fitness program. The riding program wasn't the biggest problem of mine, because seems like my soft body or soft hand for my piano skills and the rhythm helped me to ride horses. The second year, we start to ride a few retired horses in Stratin racecourse and some trials before overseas training, and it seems all went pretty well. And the instructor and Amy Tran, my head mistress, is very happy with my results. So they sent me to overseas for another level training.
Those first few experiences that you had around horses, around being at a race course, what are your memories like of that?
I still remember the first day I ride in Hong Kong. I was riding for my horse, for my boss, I mean, and it was the race, and I was so scared. I mean, I prepared for the race. I know what to do, but still, when the gate was open, I'm shocked. Like 1 second that go blind, and then and then pick up again. So lucky didn't miss anything or didn't go wrong. And but in Hong Kong, it's very competitive, and it takes a bit time to get used to the style to race in Hong Kong. And I'm happy that I go through not too bad during my apprentice time.
One of the trainers in New Zealand that you had a bit of time with was Lance O'Sullivan. It was his brother Paul that you rode your first winner for back in 2015 on a horse called Dane Patrol. Here you are out in front, right up next to the crowd on that grandstand rail. What can you tell us about this day? What are your memories like of it?
I was pretty confident of having a... I know I have a very good chance on this race to win, because the last start I rode him, I went a good second and only just got bit. And this time I rode him, I have only 1 or 2 biggest threat from Joe and other jockey. And once I can see when I jump the gate, I see Joe was the horse is not quiet, is trying to move around, and actually missed the gate. And I start to feel like I have even biggest chance to win the race. And then I just come home and ride everything out down to the straight.
Let's go to another milestone win of yours. This is your 70th win back in June on Exponents. Your last winner as an apprentice. After this, you graduated from the apprentice school here in Hong Kong. Tell us about this day, Jack.
In this horse, my boss and I has been putting a lot of work on him. I ride him every morning. I gallop him. We try to look the best way of how to ride this horse. He's the kind of horse that don't like sitting behind the horse and And if you try to sit too quiet on him, he don't battle down to the line. It didn't win by surprise, but it win by a special meaning as well because it's my boss horses, and I've been working on the horse for a long time. Seems like I get to know the horse very well. It's like a friend of mine before the race, and so it's a very good feeling and it's a graduation, so it's very good.
You mentioned your boss there, Mi Choi. What was he like as a boss and as a mentor to you as a young rider coming through here in Hong Kong?
During the first year, I didn't know him too much, but he give me a lot of opportunity. He didn't talk much, but when he talked, normally I go to his room, and after the race meeting, we have a replay and watch what should do better or what other jockeys do better. And he sees a lot of different errors or different things during the race, even the good stuff as well. So he tried to give me what's the best for become a jockey in Hong Kong, then try to learn from it. He's been a great help for me.
You've gone then from being an apprentice to this season being a senior jockey. What's that transition been like for you?
At the beginning of the season, I was worried about not having enough support, and I'm lucky that I was a winner on the first day, and then it was quiet for about 2-3 weeks, or a month, something like that, and then for winning double for my boss, and then another winner, and then until now I was a bit quiet, back again. It's sort of like up and down for me, and I was prepared for it because I know it will happen, but probably a little bit worse than I imagined. But I'm trying my best to fight it out from the low, and you always learn the most from when you're from the lowest, and try to prepare myself as the best as possible.
We've got a good chance on the weekend in the Group 3 Bohemia Sprint Trophy, which is our feature race at Sha Tin on Sunday. Comes up as race 3. It's worth $3.25 million. Down the straight 1,000 metres. iVictory has the blinkers on for the first time, a Group 1 winner last season. With the top weight, takes on Wishful Thinker, who's won his last 2. Jack rides Jumbo Luck. We'll be speaking about that in a moment. Jolly Banner's wins have been over 1,400 metres. Styling City has won his last 3. And Fabulous One actually ran second in this race last year, but he hasn't won for 2.5 years. So, Jack, let's talk about Jumbo Luck. And we're going to have a look at a recent run of his 2 starts ago down the straight. You've ridden him a lot this season. You finished second in this race. There you are. You finished second to this horse, Wishful Thinker. What were your thoughts on this run?
Jumbo Luck's tried his best in every race. And it seems like when he get older, the 1,000 meters race suit him much better than the 12. And he actually just got bit before the line, and he's still fighting out throughout the race. And it's a very good, very strong horse for, the Wishful Thinker. He's a very strong horse, but Jumbo Luck is not any easy horse to beat. So I'm very looking forward for the Sunday meeting. He's
your ride in the feature race then. Overall, when you look at your book of rides for Sunday's meeting, 7 in total. Benito's your ride in the second race. Heart's Keeper you've ridden before. He's down in class racing well. When you look at those rides, who are your other chances? Who are you confident about?
The other 2 third race, I'm pretty happy, pretty confident because they both in a good draw and in their best distance, and travel successor in Chongfa, and he showed a very good performance back there. So I'm very looking forward for the Sunday meeting.
Okay, well, hopefully there's a winner or 2 there amongst the 7. Just away from racing, you referred to before, you used to play piano. I know you used to play basketball. What's life like away from racing for Jack Wong?
I kind of stopped those 2 when I joined the jockey club. Didn't get much time for practice piano, and basketball is a bit easier to hurt my finger. So I
Don't
try
want
to
that as a jockey.
Right. It's one of the important things for riding. So I try to avoid it. But now I'm trying to do some other different activities, like a war game or boxing or other stuff. I try to get ready or practice for that. And during the activities, I can get my fitness back. So should be a good exercise for me.
Well, Jack, it's been a real pleasure to have you on the show today. Thank you for joining us. All the best for this Sunday and for the rest of the season in general.
Thank you.
Thanks very much to Jack Wong joining us on HK Direct this week. If you want to see how he gets on Sunday on Jumbo Luck in the Group 3 Bohemia Sprint Trophy, our feature for the 10-race card, you can join the trackside team. Coverage starts at 12:30. The Bohemia Sprint Trophy is at 2 o'clock. Go to the website and to Twitter for more information. But that's it for this edition of HK Direct. Join us next Thursday when we'll be looking ahead to Saturday afternoon racing from Sha Tin. But that's all this time. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.